Hey there, YouTube. This is part 2 of my how to solve a 3x3 Rubik's Cube video. If you've been watching up to this point, you should already have your top side solved. For me, it's blue. The first layer, or this little first row solved, and you should have it all aligned to make a little like half T's all the way around with this top row. Now what we're going to do is one step where people really start noticing you can solve it, because up until now it looks, oh, I can solve a side, whoop-de-fucking-do. Once you start filling in these middles is when people say, oh wow, I think you might actually be able to solve it. And it's actually a pretty easy process. There's only 2 moves you need to know. And I'm actually going to put them up as algorithms for you. Put them up at the end because I don't really want to interrupt this video. But, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to look for the piece. You can start from any side, it doesn't matter, but we're going to look for the piece that has to go here. And for me, I'm talking about red and white. Right here. So we're looking for the piece that has red and white on it. Since these red peaches, they only have 2 sides, and for me the piece happens to be all nice and pretty sitting right here, red and white. You see, it needs to go here to the left. So what you need to do is you need to line it up so that it makes a T with the color, basically. So see, I have a red T here, and the move to get it to go up and to the left is this. And like I said, this may be a little fast. However, there are going to be algorithms at the end of the screen. I'm going to write them down. You're going to know what they are. I assume you know algorithm notation if you're watching this. If you don't, I'll cover that before the end of this video, I promise. Because I didn't mention that in my last video. I'll cover it, I'll promise. Okay, here we have our next side. Yellow, and there's yellow-red. Needs to go up here. So it's the same move. Up and to the left. And this, I believe, is the same move sequence for solving any cube, by any method anyways. Here we have yellow-orange, needs to go to the right. Now, this is a beautiful algorithm because you just reverse it for the opposite side. Basically, I'm going to do the exact opposite of what I did to move to the left, then it'll go up and to the right. Just give me this, here. Now, I kind of move the cube around a lot. You don't really have to do that. The algorithm I gave you, you'll be able to do it all from one side. Now there's just one corner left, and that's going to be the white and orange. It has to go to the left. Also, I should cover something. If you have, for example, say you had, here's the white-orange corner. Yeah, sorry, my camera's inverted. White-orange corner right there. Say you had it flipped, like say white was here and orange was over here. What you have to do is you have to put another cube in that one's place. It doesn't matter what cube it is, but you're just basically going to pop it out, and then you can bring it around and put it back in how it's supposed to be. That does happen from time to time, and yes, it annoys me. Something else. I forgot to cover this in my last video. I'm sorry, but I can cover it now anyways because we're about to go to algorithms. The side that's always facing you is called the front, and the one on top of that is simply enough called the top. Basically, so if I'm moving, say, this green-white piece over into the left, this would be my front. Basically, the front is the side you're looking at. So if I give you an algorithm, you do it all from the front. You don't ever move the cube around. You stay on that same face. I can do it because I know what I'm doing. Also, algorithm notation. This is where a lot of people get confused, because it's really the only way to write down a move for the Rubik's Cube. And it's basically a sequence of symbols and numbers that tell you how to move. Here it is basically. If I say capital R, then that means move the right row clockwise. If I say R with a little dash above it, that's R prime. That means move the right row counterclockwise. If I say capital L, that's left row clockwise. If I say L prime, that's counterclockwise. If I say capital U, that means rotate it once clockwise, the top row, once clockwise. If I say, for example, U2, that means do it twice. Simple enough. If I say B, that means the side opposite of the face. If this orange side is your face, then the red side would be the back. So if I say B2, it's this, twice. And that's really it. The bottom, I don't really know what people call that. Probably just going to call it, I don't really know what it's called, to be honest. I'm going to call it D, down face. I think that's what it's called. I never really learned it, but I'm going to call it D. So if you see capital D, it means this bottom row. and it's always clockwise, unless you have the little prime symbol, which is the apostrophe, which means counterclockwise. And just so you know, L, capital L, you would rotate the top towards you, like blue is your top, or for me anyways. And so, if I say L, I would rotate the blue, this little blue row, towards me. If I say R, I rotate it away from me. R prime, I would rotate it towards me. L prime, rotate it away from me. That's basically how you can remember those. They're opposite each other. That's gonna really conclude it for this video. We got quite a bit to cover in the next video. I'm gonna try to cover it all in there, but I can't promise anything. Basically, we're gonna solve the cube in the next video, or 2 videos. I'm hoping it's gonna be 1. So I'll see you then. Have a nice night.